everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Gladria West. I am your humble DM Tyler, and you have noticed that we have some new players in to replace Marina and Raylan. That's because both of them have dealings outside of the game, so therefore they will not be continuing the rest of the series with us. However, we are able to get two new players, and we'll introduce them in a second. But let's start getting familiar with the remainder of the other cast that you all know. So take it away.
I am Voodoo. I play Cray, the half-orc monk.
It is me, Cesargo. I'm Joey.
I am Sharif, and we are lost.
And then, if for the new players, if you like to introduce yourselves to the audience, but just don't say your character information yet, we'll keep that a secret for now.
You want us to say our character names?
No, just kind of introduce yourselves to the audience. We're gonna keep your character names and stuff a secret for now to surprise the players.
Alrighty. Hello, I am Robert.
And I'm JP.
Alrighty, so for JP and Robert and the rest of the audience, let's go ahead and go back to where we once were, because it's been a very long time since we got this group together. So last time you guys were engaging with a goblin necromancer because he tricked you into giving a sending stone and expecting a reward. Instead, you were expected with a brawl fight between zombified crocodiles, dwarven zombies, and skeletons, all and the like. However, you guys were able to crit him and do massive damage within the first round of combat. Afterwards, you just handled the gators and what have you. After a long combat, you guys rested in the abandoned ship in the abandoned city. And since all the zombies were free of the necromancer's control, they just kind of aimed wondrously about murdering anything, mainly most of the goblins that ran away. At that point, Cray, with his blacksmith background, and Marina, with her rune carving background, were able to craft a sturdy boat. You guys felt stronger as you leveled up to level 4, and were continuing your quest of trying to find Marina's brothers, who are trying to go after Darkran, the ancient black dragon, otherwise known as the Swamp King. You guys traversed the boat until you encountered a Catoblepus, upon which its death ray almost downed all the party at one point, and we're actually struggling facing off against one enemy versus a whole bunch of horde of zombies, but we're eventually defeated the Catoblepus, harvested some of its meat, and continued on its way. And that's where we last left off, and it's getting closer towards the tail end of the day. This is a massive lake you guys are traversing, and that being a swampy lake, progression with the boat seeming slow. Now, occasionally you, Sharif, you are used to swamp water, so you occasionally go into water, swim around a bit, and come back up. But what you do notice, Sharif, is that along the way, you guys, as the day is almost ending, you guys see what seems like to be like a campfire. Sharif, with your eyes, you recognize that around the campfire is a bunch of lizardfolk. Over in the distance.
I stared about that way.
Alrighty. So,
Guys, there are lizard folks there. I need to go and talk to them.
All right, bye.
alrighty.
No. We go with the boat.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to
hunt
this
you.
thing.
Alright, Raylan will jump on your shoulders like, alright, let's go, buddy. Alrighty. Then you guys steer the boat into the Black Lizardfolk. Now, as you guys are guiding the boat towards the campsite, you recognize, Sharif, that these are Black Lizardfolk. They're more slender and seem to be a bit more camouflaged in comparison to the other Lizardfolk you have encountered. You get the feeling that these guys might be experts in hunting or what have you. All of them have, it seems like, to be short swords and spears made out of animal parts, and it seems like they're cooking some meat on the fire. And at first they were hesitant to let you on the dock, but seeing a lizard folk, they are kind of interested and piqued their interest. So as you guys dock the boat, Marina's tying it to the corner here. Rayland is on your shoulders, and one of the Lizardfolk approaches. He goes, Lizardfolk up here. Strange. Where you from?
I am from the Mars. Here, have some meat as a gift. I need to talk to your shamans.
You present the meat. He goes, that's swamp thing meat. Very good meat. Our shaman unfortunately dead.
That's not very good for his health. Do you have a chief?
He kind of like gestures all around. He says, "This is what we are left. Swamp King decimated tribe. Asked for us to cooperate. We say no. He killed most of us. We are what's left."
Is there someone in charge?
All of us. No single leader. But we work together as team to survive.
Who's the biggest and the strongest?
One of them says, me. And then the other says, no, me. And the other one says, no, me. You realize that most of these are kind of around the same build, slender, and there's not really a clear indication of who's leading and who's not. He says, we haven't figured that out yet.
That's it. That's an issue then.
Issue, yes. Would you like to stay in tent for night?
What do you say, guys? You want?
I'd say that'd be delightful.
You won't eat the little one, will you?
Little one with you?
You want it then, right?
No, not a friend.
All right, guys, it's safe. You can go. We can go in the tent to sleep.
He then kind of points to direction 2 of you could fit up there. There's 2 other peoples in there as well. Otherwise, any of you could go into these tents. Some of us are preparing to go hunt.
Well, we got them rest.
Marina's like, yes, I could use a rest after that weird thing that tried to kill us with its rays.
It wasn't that bad.
They took our heads off. What do you mean?
She says, whatever.
Marina
Marina says, whatever, I just need to sleep. And she will go to the nearest tent.
All right. I'll go and hunt with you guys. And,
No need. We very good. Plus, you too big. You could make noise.
I'm not too big. Am I too big? Zoe!
You are...
Am I too big?
You... you are a little bit taller than them and a little bit more bulkier than them, I would say, as far as like your Lizardfolk in comparison to them. He says, no, we prefer to hunt together. Maybe we hunt another time.
Okay.
One sheriff.
Well, let's go in the tents. I'll go by the fire for a little bit.
Okay. And then he'll kind of like speak in Draconian, which, for those who understand it, which I think would be you, Shariv, and I think someone else, but they say...
me.
They say, they are friends. They will stay here. Most of us will go hunt to stay on guard. He goes, okay. And then half of them will go and hunt. At this point, well, let me just vanish these guys for a bit.
Biggest spot.
These guys will hunt this way. Marina's in her thing sleeping. JP and Robert, your characters have been resting for a bit, but this is basically an equivalent of like 2 hours at this point. But you hearing this conversation outside, this kind of awakes both of you. Both of you have been kind of traveling together throughout the swamplands. It's better to stick together rather than being alone in these parts. But what do both of your characters do? You both are in the same tent together. And at this point, I would like for both of you to describe what your characters look like.
I'm gonna walk out of the tent, just see what the kind of the ruckus is.
All right.
And I'm a human. I have like the fluffy pirate shirt on, but it's like open, like real deep V. I have like a leather coat on, leather pants, leather boot, lots of buckles. I have a pistol strapped to the to my chest strap, and then I have a cutlass uh, on my waist. I have rings and gold chains and the works.
All right. So, Robert, your character comes out, sees this ruckus. You see some of the lizard folk that allowed you to stay kind of disperse into the swamp, almost vanishing as they soon leave the darkness. You're a human, so your vision in the dark is quite limited. So as soon as they go into shadows, they're like disappeared. However, what you do realize is that you see a human male who looks a little bit creepy, to be honest with you. You see another lizard folk, however, in comparison to the others, he seems to be bulkier and taller, and he has like this shade of purple on him. And on top of it, seems like to be a small kenku on his shoulder, wearing studded leather armor and a coat that seems to be like that of a panther of some sort. You also see a half orc sitting on the log, on the side, just staring into the fire as you approach out from the tent.
Well. Looks like we got quite a menagerie here.
I wasn't.
I'm gonna walk closer to the fire because I'm a human.
Mm-hmm. All right, you can move your token. All right, so Fender, what does your character do as he approaches out? What does your character look like, by the way?
So I walk out of the tent. I am a 7-foot tall orc. Tall, brown hair with quite a bit of gray in his beard. I've got red emerald eyes, and I just stretch from my rest that I had. Kind of look around and seeing all these other people. I do spot the half orc, and I give a quick little nod as he's kind of part of my kind.
Alrighty.
Okay,
And I'll
we'll just
also
nod back.
move over towards the fire.
Alrighty. You guys have free range to roleplay or what have you, so.
As
So
I get
what
close
brings
to the new human. You said a word I don't know.
I imagine there's a lot of words you don't know.
Yes. Now say it again so that I can understand it.
Menagerie.
Yeah, what is this?
It's kind of like a zoo, like a traveling zoo.
Oh, look,
I-
animals.
Is that
I don't know
insults?
what a zoo is either.
Raylan will say, well, Sharv, it's a zoo is where a bunch of animals are gathered, mainly ones who can't protect themselves in the wild, and people pay to go see them, and they kind of travel around a bit. I do
People
not
are
like
paying
it,
to watch
but
us?
I've seen it. It's weird.
That sounds like an emergency ration pack.
You're not wrong. So
So,
what brings you guys out here?
We are tracking our friends, brothers, I believe. I just kind of started following them. They intrigued me, but I think we're following like a track, trying to find some people.
yeah, we're helping a friend with family issues right now. So what about yourselves? You expect to see a human and another orc here? Hopefully Lizardfolk.
Honestly, we didn't expect to see anybody out here.
Just Argo creeping up. All
I'm
right.
taking my place on the log.
All right, Fender.
Creeping along.
What do you do in this scenario while all this conversation's going on?
Just kind of getting my bearings from my rest.
Okay.
I'll sit down on the log, pull out a drawing that I have with me, and just stare at it.
Alrighty. Craig, you notice this half orc who is 7 foot tall is just sit down and just pull. Seems like to be a piece of parchment paper. And so do you also see this, Sharif and Jazargo?
Pretty just walk up to him. You're a bit taller than the rest of my kin. Usually not 7 feet tall. He's not from where I'm from. We're a bit more on the leaner side. Where are you from, perchance?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. A few years back, I woke up surrounded by bodies, bloodied and dead. There was only a few of us that survived the attack, but I woke up not knowing where I was or who I was. And the only thing that I had with me was this parchment of a beautiful elf woman and a baby. I don't know if they're my wife or if this was me when I was a young, or it could be my sister. I do not know. But I have been searching for the last few years, trying to put my life back together and track down this woman.
Well, let me see a parchment real quick. Maybe I can have some info on her. See what we can do. Have you seen anything at least? Found any leads?
I have come across one person that said her name is Andrea or Ardria. They weren't entirely sure, but they recognized her face. But that's all I got.
Oh, I ain't heard no Andrea myself. Doggo, sorry if you heard anything like that.
No, never heard of a name like that, but memory loss. I'm a kind of a doctor. A couple of tests have shown if I hit you in the head really hard again, I might be able to regain what you once lost.
I put my hand on the hilt of my great axe and I said, "Don't even try it."
I wasn't even asking. I'm just saying, just a point of reference. Doctor here.
No.
The Lizardfolk says, "You humans have weird ways of helping people."
You could say that against Scales.
Come on about the Zargo. He's a few nothing bolts missing, but he's rather good in a scrap, and he's definitely good company once you get to know him.
A
They're
few.
not missing. They're replaced. I moved them around.
I think you misplaced them.
I'm pretty
Well,
accurate with
fine.
my moving.
He's a great lad.
Alrighty. So, go ahead.
Yeah, talking about elves. What was the name of the elves we met last time? You guys remember?
Should I have?
DM, what was the name of the elf from a while ago?
You guys do not recall the names of the elves. I don't even think you introduce yourselves to the elven people. Mainly, you introduce yourselves to the Furbolg and the quote-unquote chef who gave Sharif a wheel of cheese. Who gave
Yes.
Sharif some cheese. But other than those two, you don't really know anyone else.
The note taker left. This is awful.
Looks like someone has to take notes now.
Nobody has to. I mean,
You don't have to, but it helps. But yeah. Anything
Keep it all
else?
in mind.
Anything else you guys want to do as you chew on kettle bleepus meat, which by the way is very gamey. It has a weird sense at first, but when you eat it, it tastes a bit more like weirdly enough, a bit of mixture of both boar and buffalo. It's weird. It's like that type of weird combination of taste, but it's enough to savor your hungers for the evening. And as the evening closes down, you guys rest in the tents. You guys could rest in whatever tents you would like.
All right. I'll go with this one.
Jazard goes standing up, going over to the one that he had initially before meeting those two. Kind of steps outside, stands outside the tent, kneeling down and using mold earth as he does time and time again to make like a tiny little, almost cradle in the earth that's more sturdy, not moisturized, completely hard packed, so no dirt would,
Right.
come loose in his foot, in his clothes as I kind of lay down outside, making my own little bed.
Alrighty.
I've heard of a dirt nap, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah. So, Flynn, you recognize that this type of magic that Jazargo's displaying is that of a druid, based on like the nature and the incantations and what have you.
Tree huggers. I'm gonna go back in the tent and lay down.
Alrighty. At this point, you guys can move your tokens to any tent you would like.
I'll go back into the one I was in.
Alrighty.
Have a seat, big guy.
Alrighty. So here's what happens. First, let me detach Raylan from Shariv, if it allows me. Oh, nope, it's not allowing me. I don't know why. Detach. There we go.
Elded by flesh.
Alrighty. So, a couple hours pass. You guys hear rumblings at the camp. You guys occasionally peek out. It's the Lizardfolk, and they seem to have brought back some food. They cook some food, what have you, and kind of eat it and tend talk amongst themselves. However, more specifically for you, Sharif, you wake up and there's a lot of like ruffling noises going on in your tent. And when you wake up, you see that first off, you see Raylan freaking out as his cloak of displacement, which has been having issues on its time, is trying to choke him out. But however, something strange happens. As it does, the actual cape itself glows this bright purple color, and as it does, it looks like he's getting like sucked into some weird strange wormhole that is collapsing it on Raylan himself. And he's like, ah, and then he just vanishes. The next thing you notice is you're like, what the fuck? And then you realize that you see drag marks from your tent, and as you do, you see Marina nowhere to be seen. And as you kind of like look around, and as everyone's starting to wake up, you do hear like signs of fighting and a struggle going on in the distance, and this all startles you, and all of you are awakened from some noise with the.
Can't we be in one camp without a fight, please?
Wait, which way are the tracks going?
The tracks are going towards here. You, as a Lizardfolk, know that you see drag marks, but you see that the footprints nearby set drag marks are that of Lizardfolk.
This way! This way! Marina got
Start
kidnapped!
booking it towards
Marina got kidnapped!
Yeah, you guys come out, and you guys don't see Raylan.
So, question: Where are the other two? Where are they off to?
Well, Marina got kidnapped. Looked at the tracks as I point at the tracks on the ground.
You clearly see
And-
tracks. So,
And
Looking
Okay.
at the tracks and hearing what Sharp just said, I drop whatever he's saying and I'm booking it full speed ahead, following
Alrighty.
these tracks in the direction.
alrighty.
I will
and
faithfully follow.
Raylan got eaten by his cloak.
Hello?
What
He-
what seems to be the problem?
our friend Marina got kidnapped, and very visibly it was by the other lizard folks.
Alright,
Thought
yeah.
you
Uh,
thought you
About
said these
time
guys were
something-
friendly.
Well, they were, but they lied. Lying is bad.
Well,
I've
about
been
time
kidnapped as
something
bad,
interesting
too.
happened.
It means that they are not good lizard folks. And my chiefs learned me one thing. When you find bad lizard folks, you hit them really hard with your big stick.
I got my shtick too.
Now
Vulcan
you're
it.
speaking my language.
Yeah. You want to come and help us?
I'm
Ah.
down for hitting some stuff.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you some meat in exchange.
Works for me.
Meat.
There'll be plenty of might.
I'll give you
Well-
guys a hand for now.
All right. I'll give you meat too. Or cheese. I do still have cheese.
I don't trust that cheese anymore. It's been a few days.
It still tastes good. It got a bit of blue and green on it, but it still tastes good.
Guys, I would like to
Uh,
mention that your talk about cheese is a little bit smaller of a problem than our friend being kidnapped.
Oh yeah, a little bit forgot about that. We should probably go now.
Yeah, guys, lead the way. You're friends.
All right, let's go.
All right. So as you guys follow the tracks, the tracks basically go from here all the way towards northwest. As you follow set tracks, are you just following the tracks straight on, or are you guys being cautious, or what have you?
Not cautious at all. I'm booking it.
All
I'm
right.
gonna do a perception check
There.
at least while we're going through to see if there's anything around us.
Sure.
It's an emergency. Caution is not part of the deal.
Alrighty. So Shariv.
Only thing I'm looking out for is Marina.
That's an 8.
Maria.
Alrighty. You guys follow the tracks, and eventually you come to like this weird area. And I'm gonna drop your tokens here in a second here. But as you guys approach this area, you follow the tracks, and it leads to an area where this is basically clearly a meeting place, a place where like many, where like there's been a lot of travel. What did you roll in your perception check? Whoever.
I got an
perception
8. 8.
An
I
8.
got an 8.
You are just
Yeah.
heavily focused on the tracks of your friend Marina. All right.
Looking straight down.
All right. Here are the tokens. I'm just fanning them out. Alrighty. So, as you guys approach, you realize that the tracks definitely lead to this area here, but the tracks are kind of mixed with other tracks. And you see that this area is heavily frequented. By the way, these green things are small pools of acid. That's because due to the effects of Darkrand's dragon's presence, just in general. The tracks lead to here when there's multiple series of tracks going over others. If you would like to discern which ones are recent or not, you can definitely try to discern that with an investigation check if one would want to do that. So, otherwise, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?
Can I discern the tracks that I'm following out of all the other ones just to keep chasing that one because my friend got kidnapped?
Make an investigation check in that case.
Can I
Alright,
help with the
gotcha.
investigation check?
Sure.
20 plus 5, that's a nat 20, baby.
Alright, well, never mind. I don't need to.
What is everyone else
Fine.
doing?
I'm still gonna say I'm helping investigate tracks.
Sure.
I'll try to look around, see, let's say, like this way and this way, if there is anything that is bigger than the rest of the swamp.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check. Fender and Flynn, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna see if I can hear any signs of a struggle, or like hear any sounds of a struggle.
All right, make a perception check.
So, I rolled a 6.
Oof. Big oof. Um,
Yes, big oof.
You hear the grasshoppers
also
that are
rolled a
making the
6.
noise. Oh, no. You guys both hear grasshoppers and sounds of the night. Fender, what are you doing in this scenario?
I'm also looking around.
Sure. Make a perception check.
Perception check.
That's a good thing. It's getting the 6s out of the way right now.
Oh, yeah.
Getting the bad rolls out.
Yeah.
16 plus 17.
17. With that, you get the feeling that you are definitely not alone. Amongst the sounds of the night, you do hear like quiet rustling and like slight movements throughout this entire area. Unfortunately enough, due to the majority group's perception checks, you are not able to perceive the enemy and I'm gonna just roll with advantage.
I got an investigation check of a nat 20 plus 5.
Yes,
we
so
didn't
you
do that
clearly see drag marks that are go straight towards the middle here, and so you discern that it basically dragged through here, and then it kind of just stops right here. But as you notice that, you see a flurry of arrows shoot at each one of you guys. Does a 18 hit any of you?
Will it
Yeah, but I'm gonna
be?
catch it.
Yes.
Yes.
Alrighty, so let me just
What?
roll damage here. So I rolled an 8. So just to let everyone know, Fender, who is JP, is a newer player. So if you see me giving tips, that is why. But your armor class should be like the picture of the shield, JP.
Yep.
So if
Yep.
I hit that number or above, I hit you. If I hit less than that, I do not. So with that
Yeah.
being said, does an 18 hit you?
I'm 18 exactly.
All right, so because it just hits your armor class, I house ruled it to where if it hits you just on your armor class, you only take half the damage. That's just to give armor more meaning in the game.
Okay.
So I roll a grand total of 5 piercing damage as arrows come at you. You will only take 2 points of piercing damage, Fender, as your armor takes the brunt of the arrow seeking into you. And Craig, you would like to attempt to catch it, right?
Yeah, deflect missile.
Alrighty, go ahead and make your roll the dice to see if you deflect it.
Mr. DM, did we have a long rest between last session and this session?
You guys did have a long rest.
Okay.
This is like
Yeah,
towards
just
the
making
tail end of the long
sure.
rest, close to sunrise.
Gotcha.
When all this stuff occurred.
And that was 4 damage that we took?
5 damage.
5, okay.
Alrighty, and as
Well, I got 6 of damage reduction on
you
the.
catch the arrow right before it hits you right into your head, and as you like kind of pull the arrow back, you start to see coming out of the muddy camouflage was the lizard folk that you once called friends. I would like everyone to roll initiative, please, at this time.
13 plus
No.
16.
Oh, that could-
I got a 13.
5 in total.
All right, 1 second. I'm just finishing putting tokens on the board here. Alrighty, so let me roll for the lizard folk, and I'll change music in a second here. All right, grab my paper, and this is where like the on the fly stuff happens here. Alrighty, Sharif, what'd you roll?
17.
17. Cray.
I got a 5.
Oof. Jazargo.
16.
Let's get the
Fender.
bad road out of the way.
Fender, what'd you roll for initiative?
12.
12. And then Flynn.
I got a 13.
13. Alrighty. And I'm gonna change the music real quick. In a second, as soon as I finish writing initiatives here. So like a mixture of rolls. Interesting. Alrighty. So, my notebook fell. Casualties will happen. Alrighty. So I'll just stop this music. See if it'll go through. Alrighty. Loop this so it doesn't stop. Alrighty. Sharif, you recognize these tactics as those of stealthy Lizardfolk tactics. They're basically near camouflaged of the mud. They basically cover themselves in mud and were able to hide their scent. But you're the first to act. What do you do?
They use the good old kidnap and get the friends there. I know that one.
Alrighty. What do you do?
All right, guys. There's only one way out. It's to kill everyone.
I mean, I was planning on it anyway, so I guess.
Is there any other way out?
I mean, you can
Well, you
also
can
be
try.
a coward.
You can talk to him. You can show the audition.
We take it, Scales.
Are you?
All right.
Oh, go ahead.
So, I'll just move. Big old 30 feet. One. Oh no, I'm in the middle of squares. Wait. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're stuck in the hard place.
Yeah. But I think I'm in the range.
You could jump over it. That's not going to be an issue for you.
I know I could jump over it, but I'm also at the maximum of my range, so if I do that... I can throw a javelin.
Alrighty. Make your...
First of all,
Go ahead.
As my bonus action, I would like to rage.
Alrighty. You see this Lizardfolk go into Visage Rage, tapping into more of his animalistic traits. Go ahead and continue.
And let's go with a javelin
Alright.
to the head of this one here.
Alrighty.
Well, it was a natural one.
Oof. You do so. It just the javelin like stops right in front of it. You're just so mad that they kidnapped Marina that your rage overcomes your accuracy.
That'll be it.
Alrighty, Jazar, go. You're up.
All right. Time to learn my character for the 4th time this year.
It's always something new.
There was nothing new this time, actually. I just forgot. 30 feet. I can move. Yeah, okay, that works. Oh no, it's still the. Okay, I'm gonna move up to about here.
Okay.
Very good central point in between them all, I'd say.
Alrighty.
Let me just make sure I'm not messing something up.
It's all good.
Yeah, 120 feet. I don't think they're 120 feet away. Yeah, no, I think I'm fine. I don't even have to move, really. I'm gonna stand there in the center, kind of put my arms out, almost invitingly, kind of palms facing to the surface, either side of me. Come at me! You stole my friend, I steal your life. As I'm gonna prepare, the first level, lightning bolt or whatever it is. What is it?
Witch bolt.
Guiding bolt.
Guiding
level
bolt.
1, first
Gotcha.
level. Yep.
Alrighty. You're gonna just prep it. You're just gonna ready that
I'm
spell.
gonna prep it. Yep, so I can use 2 in 1 turn, or 1 whenever I feel like it, because
Yep.
I think that's how it works.
Yep. So you're gonna use it on what exactly? I need a specific trigger here.
I prepare to use it. I'm like, revving up.
Okay. So just let me know when you want to release that. Alrighty.
Yep.
Now the enemies get to go. So one of them says, "Is that challenge? If so, we accept." And then he'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He will shoot you with his short bow. He will roll.
Can I use my guiding bolt now?
Sure.
All right, perfect. All right, to hit, that is that plus 4, so d20. 17 plus 4, that's
That hits.
21, I think.
That hits.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, they must have done.
All right, that's 4d6,
Jesus Christ. 4d6.
I believe. Yeah, that's first
Yes.
level.
Yes.
Yep.
It's 4d6. It is a very, very strong spell.
If you hit.
Mhm.
It's
If you hit,
if you hit, it's great. When you miss, it sucks. So that's why they
That's
call
all spells. Oh, yikes. Okay, 3, 2, that's 5,
Then
6.
you're silly.
That's 12 damage.
All right, you deal significant damage to the Lizardfolk. He goes, ah, burns, and you see that as he shoots his guiding bolt, a residue from the blast radiates off one of the patterns of the clothing. So whoever attacks this Lizardfolk next, and I'll mark him for ease of use, they will get advantage on their first attack. So with that being
Can I
said,
say something with that, or is it because it's not my turn I can't say anything with that?
you can say stuff. I do not mind trash talking and what have you.
Perfect. Who wants to approach me next? I have plenty more to dish out.
A lie.
Alrighty, so
do,
I
I have
will
so
hit.
many.
So I hit you with a 20, dirty 20.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So I shall deal to you 5 points of piercing damage to you, and then the others will say, "Challenge accepted," and then they will all point their bows all at you, and they will all hit you. Try to hit you. So I'll just roll 1d20 to represent all of them. They rolled a 10. Does that hit your AC or no?
Nope. I got a big one, 16.
It seems like your intimidation factor kind of spooked them a bit, so they shoot their arrows like all around you, missing their shots surprisingly. They're like, "Quick!"
Such confidence.
They're like, "Quick, hide!" And then I'll make a stealth check. Alrighty. For now, they vanish into the mud. You see movements a bit of like them, like as though that of an alligator moving around. And then all of a sudden they just vanish within the mud itself. And this is still combat. I'm just hiding the tokens. Does your guiding bolt do anything as far as tracking or no?
I don't. I think I just zap them. I didn't really read much past that. I'm gonna be honest.
Just to read it.
Okay, fine.
Just read it, bro.
Like, not even a paragraph.
It is a paragraph.
it's a pretty long spell. Let's be
Alright.
honest.
For now, until
Well,
you
Oh,
clarify.
there's a mystical dim light glittering on the target until my next turn when I lose advantage.
Alrighty, so this
I
guy.
don't know. I think that's the flavor, but
So I'm gonna rule that since it's a light glimmer, I would say you do see like a bit of hinder of light within the thing here. But I will say his attacking him, he'll get additional AC bonus because like he's still kind of hidden in the swamp. But you do see like a glimmering glow beneath the muddy waters. But Flynn, it is now your turn to act. You see that they all vanish within the mud, and then you just see a glimmer of light around this area. What would you like to do?
Alright, so I'm gonna move like right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my pistol out, and I'm gonna fire at the glowing orb
Alrighty.
that I see in the ground.
Go ahead and make your attack with advantage. The AC will be a little higher because he is like hard to track, like what point ends and which one begins. So go ahead and make your attack with advantage.
With advantage.
Yep, because the guiding bolt effect still applies.
It's 24.
That beats the AC. Well, roll your damage, sir.
It's 12, and then it gets sneak attack because it's
Yep.
I have the thing has swashbuckler and all that. So.
Yep. So basically, you'll get sneak attack, basically almost every turn. So
And that's an extra 6 damage for that.
Alrighty. What does your pistol look like, by the way?
It's like a flintlock, an old pirate flintlock, and it has like intricate gold and brass designs on it.
Alrighty. So you pull your flintlock, which is breech loading, which means you pop the top, you input the bullet, and you close it, you cock it back and fire. So you do that. You shoot at the glowing, glimmering area, and with your accuracy, you shoot, and it lands its mark. This Lizardfolk pops out from the left, and collapses to the ground, out of the mud, dead.
Sure.
I'm gonna do the RoboCop spin and blow it out.
Alrighty. Yeah, so for everyone else, this is the first time you guys have encountered a firearm of sorts. They are allowed in the game. They're just hard to come by, especially in the West continent. Anything else you would like to do, Flynn?
No.
Alrighty. Fender, it is your turn. You see Flynn shoot his musket pistol, his flintlock pistol, into the glowing glimmering, and you know that the enemies are around, but you don't know where. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Sure. Perception. 17.
17. Alrighty, you see some movement around this area. But, like, shifting in the mud around that area.
Okay, well, I will. I've got my short bow out ready.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna hold my action until I see something pop up.
Alrighty. Cray, you're up. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Alright. Perception. Alright. There we go. Well, it is hopefully something good. That is definitely something good. Nat 20. 21.
You see movement around this area, movement around this area, movement around this area that Fender saw, and movement around this area here. So you see
Alright,
shifting muds.
do I see anything specific, like any actual one of them?
I would say... Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
D6. There we go. Six.
Alright, you see... Seems like to be a silhouette of a body right around this area. You see, like, the eyes peeking out from the mud.
Could I call out to the team where I see them? Would that be accurate so they know where they're at?
Yeah, I would say with your natural 20, you'd be able to pinpoint the exact location.
Alright, you're right, guys. You're one of them. How far is he? I'd say he's just perfect. I can
Yep,
make
you're
that
still
40.
holding that arrow in your hand, by the way. So.
I'm just gonna drop that, and I'm gonna go. If I jumped into that, like, take any action or something, because I'm gonna
It would take
like
about
the-
10 feet of movement.
10 feet of movement. So I'd only have 30 then.
Yep.
I'm still gonna do that. Here, so right here. I'll go there, and then I'm gonna just chuck at him one of my darts. No, my like leftover javelin from the
Sure.
goblin encounter.
Sure. Make your attack roll.
Got good on like 2 rolls, and now it's a 2. That's
Oof.
a 9 in total, though.
Yeah, so you see the eyes, but you don't know like where exactly the false silhouette's body is, and it just hits right over it, splashing some of the mud around it.
All right then.
Oof. So,
That'll be it then. Yeah.
Sharif, you're up. Craig points out like this lizard folk with this eyes peeking out, and you see that the eyes are peeking out. What would you like to do?
I don't have the range to get there. I'll just jump there.
All right, that's 10 feet.
Just over the little thingy, and I'll move about there.
As you get there, you hit your foot against the tail of this lizard folk.
perfect.
He goes. He's like, oh
Hello.
shit. He goes,
Uh-oh. Here!
oh.
As I hit it with the big stick.
All right, you take out your massive club and you're gonna try to hit him. Go ahead and make your attack.
That's a 17.
Hits damage.
For 12 damage.
All right, 12 damage. You knock the wind out of him with your big stick, and he's not looking too hot.
Get out of there! As I will use my bonus action to bite him
Alrighty,
with my hungry jaw.
make your attack roll with your hungry jaw.
That's a 19 to hit.
That definitely hits, bro.
And 6 points of damage.
Alrighty, he is not looking too hot. At this point, Fender, you do see this Lizardfolk out of the mud. Would you like to use your attack on him?
Yeah, so I'll use my javelin.
Alrighty.
And 12.
What you roll to hit, my friend?
17.
That hits him. Roll damage for your javelin.
A big 3 damage.
Alright, that's just enough to put him down. You are holding your action the whole time, waiting for a good opportunity to toss your javelin. And as soon as you hear hit, crunch, and then the biting of one Lizardfolk to another, you toss your javelin, just barely glazing over Sharif and just pinning this Lizardfolk right into the ground as he lies dead on the ground.
That was a good shot. Hey, you think you can be on my shoulder next time?
I think I'm a little big for your shoulders.
Yeah, that's what they all say until I put them on my shoulders.
All right, Sharif, would you like to do
You're
anything
over me
else?
to be on your shoulders.
No, that was pretty much all of my actions.
All right, Desire, go. You're up.
All right, am I gonna be making that perception check that they were earlier?
Sure, make a perception check.
All right. 8 plus whatever my perception is.
Which is
4, so that's 12.
12. You don't see any movement other than the exact location that Cray mentioned, and you do see like a little bit of silhouette like around this area here.
All right, so that's 1, 2, 3. There was about 5 or 6. I wasn't paying too much attention. I do recall 2 of them up here. Could I use process elimination? You know,
I mean,
over
if
there.
you do area of effect, you can always just throw them at random location.
I
Why,
could.
They might be there.
Mhm.
Could not.
You're very right. You know, that looks like a very good cross section up here. Maybe they're trying to rotate around to you guys, you know, back up their friends. Ooh. Alright, what's the spell that I have? I wonder. Moonbeam. That's the one.
Oof.
Yep, that is just a... Oh, it just happens. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it just happens, and if they start to turn there, they have to make a save where they take damage, or if they enter that area there for the first time, they take damage.
Alright, right up here, the cross section.
How big is it?
5 feet diameter, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 feet.
All right. Whoop. A moonbeam.
5 foot radius diameter.
Yep. So a moonbeam hits that area in that spot, and we'll see what happens during when their turn comes around. All right.
It's like
You-
playing Battleship.
All right. Alrighty. Anything
Oh,
else?
I still would like to move with my feet. Yes.
Sure.
30. Right? Yeah, 30. 30. If I go here, that's 10. Yeah, I'm gonna go like right to that choke point.
Alrighty. You can move your token, sir. Alrighty.
Alright. Do I like intercept anything on my walk over here?
Nope.
Okay, perfect.
Anything else you'd like to do?
I don't think I can do anything else. I think I'm good.
Alrighty. I got some bad news for you, Jazargo. You guessed wrong.
Oh,
No.
And
Hmm,
I got
expect to
some
guess right.
I got some worse bad news. Hello. These
Oh,
two
okay.
lizard folks pop out of the swamp and they will attack you with their spears with advantage.
I believe.
With advantage. Oh no!
And they crit you.
Oh
That's,
no!
well, that's a little bad.
Wham, wham, wham,
For the
wham.
maximum grand total of 28 damage between both of them.
Ooh.
As they stab you with their big spears.
What type of damage is this?
Piercing.
Oh, perfect, because it didn't matter anyway. 28, yeah?
Yep, 24 damage total.
24. Okay. Well, I'm below 0 now. I'm in
Oof.
death save.
Oof. So you see out from the mud these lizard folk pop up and just stab Jazargo unexpectedly using their stealth camouflage best of their abilities as you see Jazargo go down.
I could have
Next,
healing worded myself. I forgot about that.
your moonbeam is now gone. Cray, this one's gonna pop out. This one will not attack you with advantage because he's kind of spotted. So I'll make one attack against you with the spear. He's gonna do it at a farther distance because he could do that. 10 hit you? I'm presumably it doesn't.
No, it does not hit me.
All right,
I just dodge out of the way.
all right. Sharif, I got some bad news for you. These two lizard folk pop out of the mud and will try to hit you with their big spears with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 13 hit you?
No.
All right, you
At
just
15.
dodge their spears. You know the tactics of hit and run. Unfortunately, they cannot stealth this turn because they used stealthy approach. For their exposed, he says. One of the lizard folk then says, "We're trying to survive. Your friend was easy trade for dragon folk." Now it is your turn, Flynn. These enemies have now popped up, downing the druid. What would you like to do?
I like to go here.
Yep, you can move.
Okay.
Yep, so you can move. Okay.
And then I'm going to take a swipe at this guy with my
With your cutlass?
cutlass. Yeah.
Alrighty. So go ahead and make your attack, sir.
It's 17 to hit.
That hits. Roll your damage and sneak attack. Because you are a swashbuckler. You run, you pull out your cutlass, and you cut this lizard folk.
It's 8 damage with 9 sneak attack.
Oof. So what's the total? 9? Or is it?
It was 8 and 9.
Oof. Massive damage. You nearly cut the arm off this lizard folk, and you severely damage him. You think one more attack like that could down him. Anything else you'd like to do? You still have your bonus action, and as a rogue, you do have many options.
Yes. Okay, so I have the firearm specialist trait,
Okay.
which I can use a bonus action to attack with a loaded firearm that I am holding.
Yep. And you are
But then
holding.
Yeah, and I also have the gunner feat, which means I ignore the reloading and the loading property of the.
Alrighty. Dope.
So I'm going to shoot this one right here.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make your attack. As we'll say, on your way there, you just do a quick reload with your weapon on your way as you put your cutlass. As you are a pirate and know how to reload while on the run. So
14.
14 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
This lizard folk in front of you kind of got in the way of your shot, and as you pull
Yeah.
the trigger, he kind of like tries to like recoil from the attack you just deal with it, and the shot, and you pull away from your shot, and the shot goes wide, hitting this nearby acid puddle.
Oh, that's one way to do it. All right. That's my turn.
Fender, it is your move. The enemies have revealed themselves, and your druid is down. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna race over here
Okay.
because I haven't moved at all.
Boom.
And I'm going to swing my battle axe at the lizard folk right in front of me.
All right, make your attack. You run, and as you leap, you switch your bow with your battle axe. As you land, you try to hit for
23.
23 definitely hits. Roll your damage. You hack this lizard folk.
D8. There. 15 damage.
Oof, you hack this lizard folk really hard. You think one more big hit from that could take him down.
That's all I can do.
Alrighty. Cray, it is your move. What would you like to do?
So starting out, I'm gonna move Prey right behind him, like right there.
Okay.
Then I'm going to swing both hands with my weapon, my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Is a this is a 15.
15. Let me see a stat block
Yes.
real quick. A 15 does just hit. Roll your
Alright.
damage. He'll take half of it.
Is a 10 damage.
10 damage. You hit, so he'll take 5 from that as you crack him with your quarterstaff. What else would you like to do?
With that, I'm gonna use my pressure feet to move him 5 feet back into the acid puddle.
Is there a check he has to make or no?
No, he just goes. What's his size? If it's 2 more bigger than me, then it
He's
won't
the
work,
exact
but-
same size as you.
Alright, then he goes, no resistance available.
So he just goes into the pit, yes or no? I'm not used to the
Yeah.
pressure feet. All right, go ahead and roll a d10 for me as you shove him right into the acid pit.
D10. Is it's loading.
It's all good.
7.
He takes 7 acid damage as he melts and goes. You still have your bonus action. What would you like to do?
I am going to use speed of the wind to get a dash.
Alrighty.
So I have 80 things in movement. I'm going to go try to get to Zargo over there.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So I need to. There you go. So if you go around.
If I were
there-
to,
Yeah, you could definitely make it to Jazargo if you take that route. Yep. Cool.
right there. It's kinda-
Alrighty, you run. Jazargo's not looking too hard. He's not looking too good. As you see 2 gigantic stab wounds right into his chest. But top of the
Oh.
round, Shariv, you're up. This lizard folk over here is not looking too hot. This guy's hurting in acid, and the front in front of you has yet to be taking damage. What would you like to do?
Well, that one is yours. I take this one.
All right.
Also, you say that it's to survive, but you cannot survive when I give you meat. That's treason.
Alrighty.
As I hit him with the big stick.
Sacred or
All right.
sacred tradition of giving.
Make your attack.
That's a 12. I don't think that will hit.
Nope. He dodges out of the way of your big stick.
Hmm. I'll use my second on. No, not yet.
All
I
right.
think that'll be it.
Alrighty. Jazargo, make a death saving throw for me, please.
Alrighty. And that is a 12.
12. That's 1 success. Alrighty. The enemies get to go. I will roll a d10 to see how much this one in acid is taking. He takes 10 points of acid damage as he crawls out of there. He's not looking too hot. And the lizard folk will then says, "Wait! Stop! We only did it just to survive. We had to make deal with dragon people up there. Otherwise, they come wipe us out. We could partner up against them. You guys seem strong enough. They took some of our friends in there, along with the woman with you. We could
Yeah,
team. We could team up and
Yeah.
beat them.
No.
I don't trust this. They did shoot us on sight. They didn't even know our intentions when we showed up. They just shot. So I don't trust them. And it's nothing.
I gave you meat. I gave you meat, and you said no. Now it's war.
He goes. The lizard fellow says, "Fine. The more you have, we will hit you with our big spears. Screw your big stick." And what I'm just gonna make an attack roll. Well, this guy's gonna go over here. This one, like, barely standing up because of acid. He'll go over here. These guys will get a +1 bonus to their attack. This guy will go over here to you, Cray, and because he has a spear, he can reach you from that far away. So I'll make one attack roll against all of you. Sharp, you're gonna hit with 2 attacks.
Can I use my reaction to add a D8 to my AC with my tail?
Sure, I'll allow it. You might need it.
Exactly.
All right, so does a 24 hit Jazargo, Flynn, and Fender?
I wonder.
Yeah.
And does a
Maybe.
and does a 25 hit you, Shariv?
Yes.
Alrighty, so it hits all of you. Shariv, you'll be taking 10 piercing damage, but half that to 5 because you're raging, and everyone else takes 5 piercing damage.
What do I take?
The one attack in front of you, Jazargo, is not attacking you; he's attacking Craig.
Oh, I heard my name.
You're dead.
oh.
Make a new character.
Not yet. I could be cruel. In fact, I will. I will use Hungry Draws on Jazargo, and I get it with advantage. And I hit Jazargo. You see this Lizardfolk just taking a piece of flesh as payment from Jazargo, giving him 2 failed death saving throws. So 1 more failed save, and he might get hurt. Now I'll just roll Hungry Draws against 1 for each of you without advantage, and I miss. They try to bite you with their jaws. However, you guys are able to dodge out of the way. Flynn, it is your turn. You see Jazargo just got chewed up a bit. He might be on death's doors. He might not be. It's unsure. This lizard folk in front of you who's looking pretty hurt tried to bite you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna stab at the one right in front, or I'm gonna slash at the one right in front of me with my cutlass.
Alrighty. Attack roll, sir.
It's 13 to hit.
It does not hit, unfortunately. He dodges out of your way.
Okay, I'm gonna try to shoot him then.
Sure. And you have the gunner feat, so you don't get disadvantage with this.
Yep. That is 16.
16 does hit. Roll damage and roll your sneak attack.
15 damage with just the gun,
Shit.
and then it's 6 with the sneak attack.
Alrighty. You slice him, and this lizard folk thinks, ha, he missed. But it was really a ruse, as you, being a swashbuckling pilot, do dirty tactics. As he dodges out of the way, his movement with his body runs into the barrel of your gun, at which point you pull the trigger and blow his head off, killing him.
I just bought these boots.
What would you like to do? You have movement now.
Yeah, I'm gonna move. We'll just step over his body and go right here.
Alrighty. Fender, it is your turn. There's a lizard folk in front of you, and there's 2 lizard folks flanking Shariv. What would you like to do?
Yeah, so I'm gonna just move up in between. That way, when I kill the one, I'll be within reach for the second one.
Alrighty.
And I'm going to swing my battle axe at the one I hurt
Alright.
first.
Gotcha. So the one to the left, go ahead and make your attack roll.
18.
18 hits. Roll your damage, sir.
11?
11 damage. You just go over to the left, right? You just go over and you just cleave this lizard folk. The axe gets stuck halfway through his body, and as you pull the axe away, his body folds over, and he is dead, sir.
Ugh.
Cool.
Anything else you would like to do? Now, you are a fighter, and you do have access to Action Surge, which will allow you to make another attack if need be, if you wish. But it is up to you.
Yeah, I might as well.
Alrighty, you
So-
Action Surge, and I'm assuming you're targeting the one right over here.
Yes.
Alright, make your attack roll.
23.
Hits, damage.
And 7 damage.
7 damage. As you pull your axe away from this lizard folk, you turn around and swipe at the one the sheriff is engaging with, brutally injuring him. He is not looking too hot.
That's mine.
Hey, I'm trying to help you.
Well, go and kill the one that is half melted with the acid.
And you turn, you see this lizard folk's like half melted body at this point. Alrighty. Anything else you would like to do, Fender?
Nope.
Alrighty. Cray, it is your move. Jazargo's not looking too good. You think he might be closer to death's door after the lizard folk chew his flesh. What would you like to do?
Like core between trying to do like a medicine check on Jazargo.
So Jazargo has currently 2 failed death saving throws. If he gets up and goes down, he still has those 2 failed death saving throws. But he could fail in his next one, and his character would just instantly die. So that's the stakes we're currently in. So
If I fail like a medicine check, does that also count as a death loss save thing?
it does not. So when you try to do the medicine check, you're checking to see if you're trying to stabilize him. He'll still be unconscious, but he doesn't have to make death saving throws anymore. But you could try to make a check to do a medicine check.
I'm gonna try to medicine check, like stabilize, hopefully.
Sure.
That was almost a 19.
10.
Yeah.
10 total.
Yeah.
Just it meets it. So you're able to bandage up the wounds from Jazargo, covering mainly the stab wounds that seem to be the most problematic one. I think you just cover the chew mark with the bandage. So Jazargo, congrats,
Alright.
you're not rolling a death saving throws anymore. However, you are still unconscious.
Alrighty.
How would I fix that?
You just gotta wait until someone gets you up with hit points magically or what have you.
Oh, perfect.
Then gonna just step over. Is this like a spot and go, or is it too like closed off?
It's closed off due to this lizard folk being in the way.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like that small little like patch right there was there's stuff across it.
Oh no, we would
Then-
say Jazargo's like laying down throughout this whole area here.
Okay, then I was gonna flurry of blows, but I can't reach no more.
Can you move my body?
Can I?
You could. It could also trigger an attack of opportunity.
If it's on me, then that's fine. If it's on Jazargo, then no.
It's up to you.
You could jump here.
No, but it's like completely off. I don't know. You're right there. That's actually good. Does that work?
Yeah, you can
spot
do
right
that.
There?
Yep.
Alright, then, yeah, that's a better option then.
Alrighty, you jump over.
There. Then flurry of blows against him.
Alrighty.
First one is a. I think that's a 10 if it loads correctly. Yeah, 10 on the first one,
Misses.
and the second one. I don't know why it's so laggy today. Like, 4 was like instant. Not a 19.
19 hits. Roll your damage, sir.
And that is a 7.
7. All right, you deal
Alright.
7 damage. You jump over. You try to do a leap kick as you were jumping. However, the Lizardfolk dodges out of the way, and then you instantly punch him square in his snout. He goes, ah!
Perfect.
Alrighty, Jazargo, you're unconscious, and you are no longer making death saving throws, but you're still unconscious. Now the enemy gets to go. These guys, one will attack you, Fender, and one will attack you, Sharif. The one that is attacking you, Sharif, will roll with a +1. I crit you. So I deal max damage once more. I deal a total of 12 points of piercing damage as he takes his big stick and stabs you right into the chest. However, because you are raging, you take half that because it's piercing
Yes.
damage. So
Only
he,
half insane.
he goes with his half-empty face. Here's my big stick, and then he will stab right into your chest, and it hurts quite a lot. And then you just pull it out. You think he was trying to say sharp stick, but half his face is melted and his words are slurred. The one again.
I look at him straight in the eye and say, "It's just a flesh wound."
The ones against everyone else, I roll a natural 1, so I will miss with that, and then I'll do hungry draws against you, Cray, which I will miss, and then I'll do hungry draws against you, Fender, which I will miss unless a 14 hits you. I
Don't miss.
All right, they try to do their attacks, however, their attacks are no bueno. Alrighty, it is now your turn, Flynn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna slash at the lizard like that's right here in front of me.
Alrighty.
Let's see. 13. What is up with this?
13 does not hit.
Okay, so I'm gonna shoot this one too. Oh, got a nat 1.
Oof. Alrighty. So I got an issue. I got a problem for you. So you have a musket. Now I'm gonna roll percentile dice to see what happens to it. See what type of malfunction it is. Alrighty. So your gun jams a bit, and you would basically have to spend a bonus action just to get it fixed, as your gun is jammed, sir, from that natural 1. You hear click, but there's no round going off. You think the round might be stuck or something else might happen. Anything?
I have
Look
a
down the barrel. See what's the
thing
problem?
with firearm specialist that I can use.
So what does firearm specialist do?
It says with misfire, but I'm guessing that this is the same. Like we're using this like the misfire.
Yep.
If I could roll a d20 with my reaction, and if it's higher than a 1, it does not misfire, but I can't use it again until a long rest.
All right,
or
go
short
ahead.
Long rest.
Go ahead and roll a d20. Should be easy to do.
No, barely. I got a 5.
So it's an instance of Squiblo where the barrel just gets where there's a delayed shot. And you
I
try,
slap it.
Yep, you slap it, and as it does, the round goes off in the random direction. You're like, "Oh, that could have been my face." But yeah, that's a cool ability to have.
I can only use it once per rest, though. So
Yep. Hey, it helps.
it does. Yes.
Alrighty, Fender, it is your move. What would you like to do? This one has taken some damage, and this one is just barely holding itself together. What would you like to do?
Well, I will swing my battle axe again, because it's the most powerful thing I got.
Alrighty.
Oh, 16.
16 does hit. Roll your damage.
It was almost a nat 20.
Oh, I see.
13 damage.
Alrighty, you deal significant damage cleaving into this lizardfolk and doing it with harm intentions. And as you pull away from him, actually, you see like he's not looking too hot. Alrighty.
Actually, I got a question. What's the difference between single-handed and double-handed?
So double-handed basically means that if you were to hit, the damage dice is different. Which if it's just a regular battle axe, it would be a D10 if you're using two hands. But if you're using one hand, you would basically deal a D8. Now, are you holding a shield?
No, not right now.
Gotcha. So whenever you attack, just let me know. Hey, I'm gonna use two hands with this attack. Or if I'm assuming you're just gonna default two hands the entire time.
I've been defaulting single hand.
Gotcha. Alrighty. So whenever you want to use double hands, just let me know so you can roll that D10, do some more damage.
Okay.
Your other hand does need to be free though. So if you have a shield in another hand, you wouldn't be able to do it, for instance.
Okay.
Gotcha. Now you know. Alrighty. Craig, you're up. This Lizardfolk is taking some damage, but not quite a lot. What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm just gonna smack him over the head with a two-handed quarterstaff.
Alrighty, make your attack, sir.
Already. Something good. That is a 15, so half.
Yep, he'll take half damage from your attack.
No. Okay. That is 9 damage. Do we round up or down?
Down.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so 9
Then I'll just do a
flurry of blows? Question mark? Or unarmed strike?
unarmed strike.
Gotcha. Alright. You hit him right on the side of his body with your quarterstaff.
Alright, he's taking the full blunt of this one. This should be 19.
19 does hit. So as you hit him with the quarterstaff, he kind of like body checks it, taking some brunt of the damage, but then you just hit him with the wheel kick right into the gut.
Yeah. That's 6.
Alright, dealing some damage. He's slowly getting weaker. Now we get top of the initiative. You want to do
Hold on a
something?
moment. If I push him back with Crusher again, will he go into that acid pool, or that like go off to the side? Because he's kind of like in between.
I would say roll a D20. Odd, he goes in. Even, he does not.
Even does not. Okay. That is a 6. Aw. Alright. So, no, he does not go into the pool
Right.
of acid.
He almost does, but then he recoils himself. Alrighty. Would you like to move?
Yeah, I'll take the space he was in.
Alrighty. Sharif, you're up. Both of these guys around you are not looking too good. What would you like to do?
Time to big stick. Let's start with him.
Alrighty.
That is a 16.
That does hit. Roll your damage.
That's a wait. I'm raging.
Yep, so I think it's a +2 or +3 for
Yeah,
damage.
it's a +2, so 11 of damage.
Alright. You crush his head with your big stick.
There.
All right, and I'll turn towards the other and hungry jaw him
Alright.
with my bonus action
Make your attack.
for the bite. No, the right bite. That's an 11. It will not hit.
It will not hit. You crush him with your big stick, and as you turn around to do a hungry jaws, you miscalculated, and he was only inches away. And he's kind of like freaked out a little bit about this.
That'll be it.
Alrighty. Jazargo, you are napping. The enemies get to go. This guy will disengage and will run away, try to save his own skin.
Was I in range for opportunity attack?
He disengaged, so you would not be able
Oh, I
to.
disengaged. My bad.
This guy is not looking too hot. He will fight to the bitter end. So he will make an attack roll against you, Sharif. I will not hit you with a 10. And then I'll try to hit you with Hungry Jaws. Does a 16 hit?
Let me use my reaction and swipe it away with my tail.
Alright.
To add a D8 to my AC.
Alrighty.
No, I have 20 with that.
Alrighty, you slap his jaw away, and as he tries to recoil, he just abandons his spear and runs away. Would you like to make an attack of opportunity?
Yes. You don't run away from my big stick. That's a 13. No.
Alright, he does run away
Need
from your big
that.
stick, and he will 5, 10.
Do I get an opportunity attack too? Because I was close.
He was right here, so you would not be able to. If he was like right here,
Okay.
I would say yeah. But he is also running away. Seems like the enemy is fleeing, guys. What would you like to do? Would you like to continue this combat, or would you like to let them go?
I have a
I
short.
think I'm
bow
gonna
I can
continue
shoot.
napping.
I'm gonna throw a dart at the one close to me.
Alrighty. Would you like to make your attack too, Flynn?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Alright, make your attacks. Sharif,
Alrighty.
Fender, would you like to do any
Is
attacks against the
a-
one running away, who was like half dragging
24.
himself?
Yeah, I'm gonna short bow.
I missed with a 9.
Alrighty.
I got 24, and I'm doing
No, I got a 5.
7 damage.
And then Sharif, are you doing anything or no? Oh, well, no.
I will.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will run after him and try to hit him in the back.
Alrighty. So we'll say the dart hits this guy right in his shoulder. How much damage do you deal to him? How much damage do you deal with him with the dart, Cray?
Oh, 7. Sorry, my internet messed up.
It's all good. He takes like a good brunt of that, and we'll say like Flint, you had your eyes set on him. However, like Cray accidentally like bumped shoulders into you, causing you to miss the shot with a shot as he was aiming with his dart. And then you, Shariv, will go ahead and make your attack. And because of Shariv running into, you try to make the shot. However, it just like almost glaces right over Shariv's head because Shariv was in the way of your shot. We'll say that's how you caused your miss. So
That was an 11 to it, so it will not hit again.
does not hit. He goes ah, and then he will disengage and will continue to run off the map. And then this guy will basically use his action to hide and will run away from the fight, thus resulting
Alright.
the end of combat. And with that, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see what the party does next. So until then, stay
Alright.
tuned.
Alright.
And we are back. Wow, that music was on cue. Um, uh, combat has ceased. What would you guys like to do now? Would you guys like to make, say, a short rest? Or what would you like to do?
Am I still taking a nap?
You are still
Little
unconscious.
bit.
Okay.
How do we eat?
Good to know.
Maybe
should
we should
probably
get
get them
your
up.
creepy friend up.
I'm not quite sure on how to get them. I patched up the wound a little bit, but they really don't seem to be getting up. You two would perchance have any healing potions or magics, would you?
Let
Magic
me.
isn't my strong suit.
I'm gonna search these 4 3 bodies that I'm standing at.
Cool.
And I'm gonna search this one.
All right, what are you guys searching for?
Whatever they have in their pockets.
Gotcha.
Yeah, anything useful
Make a
or not useful.
make a perception or investigation check.
Perception check. 21.
21.
Hey, look at that. So, you guys rummage through through your respective bodies. You find between Flynn and Fender, you both each find one potion of healing each. You also discover one of them had a map for you, Fender. One of them had a map that basically says meetup point, and it's a picture of their camp, then lines, then an X in the middle that says meetup point. And then there's a picture of what seems like to be like a castle or a stronghold towards the north end of the map. Other than those two items, you do each find daggers between all of them, short bows, quivers that each have about 15 arrows each, and their spears, of course.
I'm gonna take the dagger.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna put it in. I'm doing it in my little front, my chest belt with the other two.
You do so.
Well,
How
they
many
threw the
arrows
ungrab
did you
the
say they had?
javelin back.
Say again, Fender.
How many arrows did you say? 15?
15 per Lizardfolk. So that's a total.
Does anybody else need arrows?
Well, I don't have a bow, so feel free to grab every single arrow you need. Also, I'll open Jazargo mouth and just empty a potion of healing into it.
All right, go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 2, Sharav. From the amount of these corpses, you could get about 75 arrows, Fender, just from all these
Okay.
corpses.
Can I get? Is there a potion of healing in this one too?
Go ahead and make a perception or investigation check, whichever you prefer.
Perception.
So, 8 of
22.
healing.
You do find a potion of healing on him as well.
Sweet.
By the way, that was not something I found. That was something that I already had in my inventory.
I know. So how much do you heal him for?
8
All right.
in total.
Jazargo, you wake up with Sharif downing a potion down your throat, and you wake up and your chest is like has these 2 patches on it, and your arm seems to be bandaged up, and you're breathing, and it hurts, but you are alive.
Good morning.
As I'm like trying to finish this red fluid getting force fed to me, I kind of sit up. Well, I might have underestimated the opponent. Looking around, I see this battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
You guys just seem to have done them pretty good. Did we find Marina?
No.
Yeah, nothing still. Dude,
Negative.
quite sure of the Faker.
Also, Jazargo, you're a shaman, right?
Sure, yes.
Do you know how to to have Relin come back from inside his cape?
I can definitely look into it. And by it I mean the cape literally. Can I see it perchance?
Well, the thing is that it started glowing and like it ate him and disappeared.
Oh, so there's no cape.
No, but he was inside of it.
Well, you see, if there's no cape for me to inspect, there is no Raylan to bring back from the cape. As of right now.
Can you still look into it? As I form with my hand the form of Raylin, like that.
Can I roll Arcana to like any magical trace on this
Sure.
guy? Because they were sleeping pretty close together.
Sure. Go ahead and
Must
make an
be some
Arcana
curse
check.
energy.
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check to see if you could discern like what exactly happened to Raylan, based on the description that Sharv gave you.
All right, that is a 12 plus 5, 5, 6, 17.
17. You get the feeling that it's probably due to the cursed nature of the object that he was wearing. Most likely the cloak of displacement. Whatever happened to him
Well-
after fact or what have you, you aren't too sure.
I kind of already guessed that much. I'm pretty sure everyone guessed that much. So I do recall it being a cursed cloak. Now, do you think maybe it did a cursed cloak thing and I don't know, finally enacted its revenge for me killing its brother in that one big zap or whatever?
What does cursed mean?
You know what blessing means?
Opposite of that.
Yes, the shaman paint us sometimes.
Yes, that, but the opposite, and it's really hard to get rid of, and it's like malicious. It was made in bad thoughts.
That sounds like the dumb thing the frogs people do to our people before we hit them with the big stick.
Probably. Considering you were hitting them with big stick.
All right.
So,
Well, I don't know where, obviously, he went with this cloak, but I did find this map. So we could go to this castle and maybe get your lost party member back.
I do recall the other one being very good at, definitely better at making things curse-like than I. So yeah, let's go find her. She finds out where Rayland went, and all is good. All is very good.
Oh,
What does that
and-
map look like? Hmm.
Do you show him the map?
Yeah, I showed them the map.
All right. Again,
So-
it's unless you want to say something. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You guys see the map again. It is like it seems like more of a simple map. It says meet up point in the middle with an X. Then there's lines going south down to what seems like to be a camp, and it just says camp. And then it goes north, and you see stronghold, with like a picture of a castle. This is all like basic drawings.
So I think
Uh,
we are at the X right now. And then I think we should head here towards the castle. What do you
Can
guys
I
think?
perchance see like a castle in the far distance
Make a
where
perception
he's
check.
pointing? Oh, perfect. Okay.
Actually, what's your passive perception first off?
Passive perception. 14.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, gotcha.
said
It's
make
not
sure.
passive, it's active, silly. Okay, 11 plus whatever my perception is. 11 plus 4, that's 15.
15.
One more.
Alrighty. With the 15, you're able to see in the distance as the sun is rising. Seems like to be a shadowy silhouette of what seems like to be an abandoned stronghold.
Over there! I'm like pointing over in the distance, kind of squinting my eyes.
Yeah, this
I-
direction.
You guys, you see that too, yeah? It's the same direction as the map. I think that might be our castle that we are looking for.
Do I see it?
at this point, after hearing what Jazargo said and pointing out to you, you guys do see what seems like to be, as the sun is rising, like the shadow of like an abandoned castle or stronghold reflects in the sunlight.
I'll be daggone. Crazy's right.
I'm not crazy. Okay.
That's up for debate.
No, I am me. I know me. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, but would crazy people know they're crazy?
Yes, all crazy people know they're crazy. I'm not.
Oh, only a crazy person would know that they would know that it's crazy.
You're doing crazy stuff right now through this conversation. You're trying to convince me I'm crazy. That's very narcissistic. Maybe. I don't really know the word, but I don't like it.
Alright, I think we got your friend to save. She ain't getting any younger.
Nobody's getting any younger. It's a very stupid thing to say.
That is very true.
Alrighty.
And I'm the crazy one.
Thank you for admitting it.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm gonna walk forward.
Alrighty.
Walk it away.
Fair enough.
Doesn't understand sarcasm, calls me crazy. I just do not understand.
Alright.
Alright.
Let's
We're
go.
walking towards the castle.
Alrighty.
Wait, let me grab that one for the way.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna heal myself with big one.
Cure wounds.
Which one is it? Yeah, if I have that, maybe.
Alrighty.
Yeah, cure
Maybe
wounds.
a
2d8
short
plus
rest for
2.
that.
That's it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you
Second
guys
level.
can do a short rest to regain some hit points if need
Yeah.
be, and class abilities.
No, we
Yeah,
could
short
do a
rest.
short rest.
Alright.
Yeah,
That was a
let's
bit
do
of
it.
a fight.
So you guys could roll dice while I describe this next bit. But you guys rest for about an hour, taking it deeper, especially you, Jazargus, since you took 2 major stab wounds. You guys regain your whatever class abilities during your short rest. And then for Fender or JP, there should just be a long rest button. You click it twice, and then you use how many dice you want to use, if any. And then you can regain, that's how you regain your class abilities as a fighter.
I can't just do a short rest.
Yeah, you could do a short rest. You could just, there's a button for it. You could just click that and then whatever you want to do. So, alrighty. Moving forward along while you guys are rolling dice or doing your stuff. You guys do not catch the attention of anyone here yet. This is supposed to be way bigger than mentioned. So at this point, everything is well, movement wise, it's not a major thing. But this area is meant to be bigger than what it should. But let me put your tokens on the board here, and let me describe to you what happens next. So as you guys are approaching the precipice, the sun is rising, and at this point, you guys clearly see everything that is around. There's the players. Gladria West. You're not that close. Don't worry about it. We'll say you guys are at the edge here, like overlooking from a hill. And what you guys see as you are overlooking the hill, you see what seems like to be an abandoned stronghold castle of sorts with ballistas on top. And on top of that, you see a bunch of what seems like to be an abandoned camp or what have you. All destroyed, all remnants of whatever buildings remain are now gone. And whatever you see here, you see a bunch of draconian soldiers, which are dragon soldiers, scattered throughout the camp. Along that, you see a large draconian soldier with big flapping wings with 2 gigantic swords. But more importantly enough, in the midst of all this, you do see what seems like to be a group of adventurers. It seems like you, for Shariv, Zargo, and Cray, you recognize one of them to be Marina, stripped of her armor, only wearing commoner clothes, and her weapons. She's tied up along with 3 other individuals that all look alike to her. You get the feeling that these individuals might be the brothers that you guys have been looking for. However, what you also see is this black dragonmore that you once saw back at the Yuan Ti village, along with a black drake next to him. And you see a young adult black dragon, and they seem to be speaking Draconian. Does anyone understand Draconic?
Yes.
Jazard, go.
You two go ahead and make perception checks to see if you can hear the conversation from a distance.
This is a natural 1.
Oof, they're too far away from you.
Can't hear.
8 plus whatever 4. Yeah, it's 12.
You get glimpse based on distance. You get to hear like a few things going on. The one thing you took away from it says, "We capture. They threat. Swamp King."
I would
And then,
like.
what would you like to do after hearing like bits and pieces of that?
I just need to make sure I'm reading this right.
Did we want to stealth around the backside and slowly take out?
Sorry to cut you off. Can I cast Pass Without Trace on everyone around me?
Yeah, we'll say you did that on the way
Does
here.
that do?
It would make sense. I think
Alright.
it gives you plus 10 to your stealth checks, and
Yep.
and on top of that, you guys can't be tracked unless it's like through weird magical means. But Fender, as you look amongst the site, you get some sort of weird hint of like seeing memories. You recall these 4 individuals as you don't know whether they're comrades, but you do recognize them. You don't know what they are to you, but you get the feeling that they mean something to you in some way, shape, or form. You just can't quite put your finger on it. If you would like to like insinuate more from it, you could attempt a history check if you wish.
Sure. 16.
With a 16, you do recognize these 4 as sharing similar abilities to you. You know that they come from some family of sort, and that you work with these individuals along with others. However, you don't know their names. You don't know in relation to you. You just know that you've worked with them in the past, and that they come from a family of sorts, and that they have similar abilities as your specific subclass for fighter. After you hear this conversation, you see that they're all basically tied up in a bundle and rope. This black dragon grabs them and flies away with them, away from the stronghold, heading more, well, for you guys, it's more northward. And this black dragon just takes all 4 of them into his clutches and flies off. And then you hear instances of this dragonborn giving out several commands, and then this dragonborn goes into the stronghold. So with that being said, what would you guys like to do now?
It took Marina away.
Just a reminder, we are almost invisible to these guys.
You're more stealthy. You're not more invisible. So
Almost
Damn.
invisible.
So you have.
I'm
Actually,
practically
I-
invisible.
I do have a plus 13 and still, so
Yeah,
like.
but you guys
it's
are
invisible.
basically looking over a hill, and you see this. You guys see like these dragon soldiers kind of patrolling about. You do see these 2, which are holding staves, indicating that they're spellcasters of sort. And you see these 2 big behemoths, like one of looking directly towards like the lake area, the other looking towards your general direction. And you see like these 2 guys who seem to be more slender in comparison to the rest. For you, Flynn, you think they might be like rogues of sorts. With that being said,
So,
you guys would. The floor is yours. What's the battle plan, guys?
What's the plan? We
Um,
attack.
Hold on. We don't
if
want
we
to attack
at-
right now.
Yeah, if we attack, we are as good as that meat that you offered us earlier.
It was good meat.
Definitely too many to take on at once. At least.
1, 2,
thing.
just assessing the battleground. 1, 2, 3, 4,
No.
5, 6,
Too
7,
big ones. Too many little ones.
9,
Unless
10.
we get a distraction. I don't think we should be able to fight him.
13, 14, 15.
We're gonna have to get into that stronghold somehow. He's the only one that has information that can lead us to where we need to go.
And those guys, they looked familiar to me. Maybe they know my wife.
You
Well,
sure
your
it's your
sister,
wife?
yeah.
I think she's my wife.
What if it's your
Hmm.
sister?
That'd be
Well,
pretty
either
much-
way, I still need to find them.
Okay, Luke.
So we move back a bit and we come back by the river that is a bit north.
You know, good plan. Less of them.
I,
Probably check out a big one. Then there'll be one less big one.
I have a bit of an idea. It's a bit out there and very much dangerous.
Sorry.
But oopsie, don't do that. Silly
All of your ideas.
Come
are
closer.
dangerous.
Um,
Better look at you.
but what if because we're like almost invisible, we just kind of sneak up to the big guy, just surround him whilst he's just kind of sitting there, and I'll just do one big attack on him, and then get rid of the big guy on round one.
There's two biggins.
Well, yeah, but
there's
there's
two
half
of
of
them.
So
I
your plan
say-
is to go
Right.
in the middle and smash things with a big stick. I'm good
And
at these.
It doesn't say
Right.
that the spell wears off. We could just, slick back into the shadows after we kill Big Boy.
So
Think.
what we can do is we get the one up here first.
'Cause,
Maybe
yeah, because he's kind
they
of
don't.
cut off, isn't he?
If they don't
Yeah.
see this one, then if the spell still stays, then we can go down and get this one. Then we just have the little ones.
Maybe because there's kind of a line of sight cut off. Now, is this like a building? This hold on, let me get my
It's
point.
like
Is this
a big
building wall.
As far as you see, it is a 2-story castle of sorts.
Wow.
Definitely a stronghold.
Plenty.
Okay.
We
And
could
there's-
go in through the
Well,
back,
then
take out the big guy, and then go in through the back of the stronghold without ever having to fight the other ones.
That's a good plan.
You want to go with
Good
that?
luck. Yes.
Yeah.
can do that
Going
one.
into the stronghold, if they're following us, we could just chokehold the door.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can also
Get them
be.
as soon as they get in.
All right.
All right then. Let's move back a bit
Agreed.
and go around.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Can we
So-
take like a long big wrap around?
Sure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have each of you. So this is a perfect way to explain to JP what a skill challenge is, because of your guys' general plan. Your guys' plan is to stealth around this whole encampment and try to go into the building that way or do whatever. So this will require a group effort. So majority succeeds will basically do better. And in comparison, I will do perception checks for each group of enemies. So I'll do one for the regular dragon boys, one for the rogues, one for the mages, and one for the big boys. And we'll compare active stealths versus active perceptions. So if you're spotted, you'll be given a chance to try to make sure that you're not spotted. But I will say there is a chance that you could engage in large combat, or there's a chance that you could easily bypass this area. But we're going to do a stealth skill challenge. So we're going to do this in 3 parts. So to get to the back, now, would you guys like to prep anything before we actually begin the skill challenge?
Let me look at mine.
If you guys want to, if we're just gonna take the short route, we could always just, take like a good 10-minute walk away from the encampment and do like a full big circle around. So we're just kind of, like big out that way all the way around, just kind of avoiding them even being able to see us at all. Just a big enough distance, and then just coming back around through the river. Or if you guys want to, cut it short, go this way, this way. I could cause a distraction or something somewhere else.
I think
that's
taking the extra 10 to 20 minutes to go around would be better. That way we
the
can
spell
even.
lasts an hour.
I will say I will be actively moving tokens as like they're patrolling too. So I will say that. So they'll be actively patrolling. So if you want to take the longer route, you can. The chances of them seeing you will decrease, but it is longer, and you don't know like how much time Marina and crew might have or what have you. So time could be of the essence.
I'm cool taking the short route. I mean,
We do have a +10 to stealth, so like
Yeah.
That is true.
it's not gonna like
Plus 10 minimum to stealth.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
without
So-
rolling anything, you guys are basically have 10, and I have to roll perception checks. So
All right.
I'm going west.
Yeah.
West
Yeah.
route.
all right.
Let's go.
Alrighty.
that way
So
then.
let's do the first bit. So you guys get to, you can place any one of your tokens like around this area here, and I need you all to make stealth checks for me. You already start with the 10 because of Pass Without a Trace. So go ahead and make your stealth check and add 10 to it as you all gather around this vicinity here.
28.
21.
16.
Ooh. Ooh.
25 with the bonus.
15 plus 3, 5, 6, 7, 18.
18 with the
That was
plus
with
10.
a 5. Yeah.
Alrighty.
5 plus 10 plus 3, 18.
25.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna roll some perception checks here. As the first bit, they're kind of basically gathered around. They're kind of spreading about here, and this is how they're gonna do after they saw their young black dragon boss leave. So that's kind of the spread up there as they go back and forth, going walking around these areas. So I'm rolling 40 20s here on doing perception checks, which I'm gonna tell you now, their stats are not great for perception checks.
You need glasses.
What is the highest that's and lowest that you guys rolled?
I got a 28.
25.
I got a
I
16.
think, yeah, lowest is 16 then.
Then the highest is what?
28.
Alrighty. So, as you guys walk through that area, these regular boys don't seem to notice you as you are kind of like walking on the outskirts. The big boys are like looking just passively. The spellcasters seem to be only paying attention to the actual vicinity nearby. These rogue like almost like weirdly draconians are looking around the area, and they seem to be more active as they go and investigate, scout up ahead over here. They notice some. They thought they see something in the brush, but because of Pass Without a Trace's special thing of hiding tracks, they don't find any tracks. So that is the first bit. You think everyone but the rogues, dragons, are not noticing your presence. These guys seem to be a little bit more active than the others. So go ahead and make a second stealth check as you get to this vicinity over here. And you can place your tokens anywhere around this area here.
It's going to be a 32.
All right.
31.
31.
Dirty 20.
Alrighty. I think we're missing one more check from Cray. Unless.
Waiting for it to load.
I see.
I said it was 9, I think.
9, so that's a 19 then.
Alright, so the lowest is the
Plus your
19.
stealth mod?
So the lowest is a 19, and the highest is what?
31.
31. Alrighty.
Did you add your stealth mod to the 19?
That's what the
Yeah, you
Mod.
rolled a 9.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. Again, almost the same exact thing happens. These guys, this one's kind of like scattering like more around this area and just trying to survey the outskirts while this one does the opposite direction. This one could pose an issue. It could not be, but it doesn't seem to notice you or your tracks due to the lovely effects of Pass Without a Trace. Now we're going to get to the important bit where we are now going to go towards like the castle edge. Now I need you guys to make one more stealth check here for me, please.
What's this friggin'
Open
goblin
for a
dude
nat
doing
20.
up here?
We'll take care of him as well if we have to. Chill. That is.
29.
29.
We got
26.
a
18.
30, 20, so 30.
30.
26.
23.
All right, so highest is a 30, lowest is an 18. Alrighty. Exact same thing. The only difference is the Black Scout is clearly going off the map, not going your guys' general direction. So you guys have successfully done your skill challenge with high rates of success. Now you guys see this gigantic being. He is a large creature standing at 10 feet and higher. He is actively looking in this area, but based on the check, he doesn't seem to notice you. What would you guys like to do?
What is this?
Huh? Oh, that's
It's
weird.
a.
That's weird.
He's a,
That's an
he's a
extra.
pal.
I asked about that.
Yo, where'd he
last
go?
time I
Oh my
rolled.
gosh.
I was like, what?
Magic.
I was like, what the fuck? What was that? But what do you guys do? You guys are basically clinging on to the castle walls. There is no windows to it. You guys are just hovering around the corner. This big thing doesn't seem to notice you. What would you like to do?
Where is he
Shoot,
facing?
I'm gonna-
Facing this way or this way or this way?
I think we, encircle it. Get a good wraparound.
Yeah.
Would we get a surprise round on him if we circle him?
You could do that, but he's actively looking. I just need to know your exact course of action.
Where's he actively looking at? Question.
He's looking
Yeah.
towards the entire lake itself, seeing if there's anyone coming from the lake or what have you.
So,
Go here.
All right.
so do we
Sharv,
hit
don't go into
him
the lake.
or do we go in?
I mean, if we kill him, we
Hey.
get the jump.
Yeah. Let's take him out.
Yeah. So,
All right,
Kill
then.
that.
Yeah.
That
why don't we-
are.
so he's
Well,
basically looking. Is there a turn? Oh, it's at the. He's basically looking like this.
Okay, yeah.
Alright,
I'm wrapping around his backside. I'm standing here.
I'll go right here. Just so I can run inside if things go wrong.
All right. How are you guys attacking him?
With aggression and force.
With the big stick to the face.
With my hands.
Yeah, I'm slashing at him.
All right, Jazargo.
Do I get disadvantage for using guiding bolt this close?
I would say for you it would be a regular attack roll because you guys are getting the jump on him. So everyone make your attack rolls. Jazargo, you're gonna make it with a regular roll. Everyone else gets advantage.
All right, please.
Oh,
Booyah,
give me-
baby!
Give me something good. Okay, nope. Thank God I had advantage.
It's
Okay,
gonna
so,
be a 23 on a level 2 guiding bolt.
11.
18.
All right. The magic number was a 16.
Shoot.
Alrighty.
I got 22.
This is double-handed.
5d6. Let's
Alrighty.
go.
Roll your damages for those who've hit, and let's see if you deal enough damage to do it. I will say this is treated as a crit, I would say. So we'll go ahead and crit that based on your guys' situational circumstances.
I got 8 damage.
Wait, who crits?
Those who hit. Because based on your expertly tactics, you get the total jump on him. So he'll take...
And how do you do crit again? Is it a full damage then roll again, or what?
It's max damage for spells, and then you roll the dice.
Okay, so that's gonna be
It's going to be a lot of
5
damage.
times
So,
30,
Different.
30 plus whatever I'm about to roll.
yep.
Oh my God.
5, 11,
What is it
15,
for
16, 17,
for,
18,
like,
19, 20.
normal weapons?
It's the max damage possible plus the die roll.
Alright,
51
so-
damage.
Oh,
Jesus Christ! All right.
I got what would this be? That's 14. That's 24. Thought I was about to do damage. Holy shit.
Alrighty. And then Sharif, what'd you roll? I think you hit 2 with the 20, right?
Yeah, with 22, that makes 25 points of damage.
Alrighty.
And I got 28 damage.
Alrighty.
Oh.
So
You might-
here's how the scene goes out. This thing with its 2 gigantic swords on each side, this large behemoth, it is almost as tall as the adult dragon itself. It's just looking at the sea, looking for anything. All of a sudden, Jazargo, you come from the corner, you hit him with a mean guiding bolt to the back, and before he could screech out in pain, you, Flynn, try to. I think you're the only one that didn't hit, right, with advantage.
I'm the only one that didn't hit. Yeah.
You try to go up to him and try to slash him, and unfortunately you do not because you almost slipped on just a
I had to
unstable.
duck the wing.
All right, but you serve as a distraction as he looks at you. You, Cray, just hit him very hard at the back of his knee. Bakes him, taking him down to knee level, and with you, Fender, you just take your battle axe and you just cleave right to the hip. And as the blood begins to splurt out, and before this Draconian can even say anything sharp, you take your big stick, and you just clock him right over the head, caving his head into your big
Go to
stick,
sleep.
and he is collapsed, dead, onto the ground.
I'm
Nice.
gonna
I was
go kick the
expecting-
body.
Kick the
I was
body into
hoping,
the
like,
water.
Oh, I want his
We
stuff.
loot him. Yeah, we want stuff.
All right, he has 2 gigantic great swords that no one can use.
Aw.
I
Can I
can't
at
use
least
them?
hold them, like keep them, like
They are
carry with us?
gigantic. They're about the size as Shariv.
Okay, that's fair.
Or if he tries really hard, I believe in him.
Break check.
I'm 7
Bigger
feet tall.
stick.
Yes, the weapons are as tall
Big
as
guess.
you.
Hmm.
It's not that big stick.
All right, I'm gonna
Big,
look
sharp
and
stick.
see if there's a way in through this back.
There is.
Part of
There's
the-
there's a door right here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're just good to go in now a little bit.
Hey,
oh my
guys,
god, they
there's
have
a
the
door.
in here.
There's a door right here, guys.
Can I keep one of his leg?
Sure, you can keep
Give
part of
everyone
his leg.
Shariv.
Do we have time for that?
We have enough time for anything Shariv wants to do.
Yeah, and Shariv is a lizard folk, so he can expertly like cut the leg in good time.
It doesn't have to be beautiful. It's just
Yeah,
claw with the axe and move away with the leg. All right, I got snacks. Let's go.
Looking
Alright.
at this door, would there be any traps on this door?
You could tell there is no traps on this door whatsoever.
No traps on this
It
door.
would
Perfect.
make no
Okay.
sense to have traps. And
Just making sure. These guys are
Alright,
scary.
So what is the marching order here? It matters.
I- Move off.
Okay, I'll be the caboose. I'll be in the back.
All right,
Squishy rogue in the middle.
alrighty. Shariv.
I'll go. Jazargo is first, right? Right now.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll go right behind him.
Okay, and then Fender, where do you want to be in this lineup?
It doesn't matter. I'm kind of a brute, so
Alrighty. You'll take the back end then. Alrighty. Here's what you guys see. Now this is gonna be like a 3-part thing because there's multiple floors, and this is why I asked why it's important. So let me just get your tokens on here real quick, and I gotta. So there's multiple levels of this stronghold. Spoiler alert. But we are on the ground level, which I'm gonna place down your tokens right over. No, that's the east group. I need the west group. Boom. I gotta shrink them though. 2 size. Marina's not here.
So are each of these squares 10 feet?
No, they are. Yeah, we'll say it's 10 feet.
Because we're kind of tiny.
Yeah. Alrighty. So let me just put them in the marching order. Jazargo go a little big for whatever reason. There you go. Alrighty.
Strength of 19.
Okay. And now you guys are in perfect marching order. So you guys are still basically
Alright.
stealthing in, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Alright, go
Yeah.
ahead and make a stealth check for me, for everyone.
Oh, perfect.
So with that 10 bonus?
Yep. Fast Without a Trace, I think, lasts a whole hour, so.
Yep.
32.
Okay.
Not 20. Oh yeah.
10.
This
plus
would be
2,
24.
That's 15.
23.
Oof. Alrighty. You gingerly open the door, Jazargo, and as you do, you see that this is a massive stronghold. First off, you see another door here. You look left, and you see that there's stairs that go upward, and you see stairs here that go downward. And other than that, you do see like an area which seems like to be a table that's more dirty. You peek around the corner, and you see what seems like to be a kitchen area with a barely lit fireplace with some rations on the side. And you turn right and you're like, oh shit! And there's this another big boy who's just sleeping amongst the rubble and broken furniture, serving itself as like a bed of sorts on it.
You said sleeping.
Yes, he's sleeping on like a tattered rug and furniture on top of it, and you just see like a big pile of trash of broken stuff here. And you see like a bunch of skid marks across here. You get the feeling that this used to be well furnished, but now it seems like they're just making it useful for efficiency matters more than aesthetics.
So I think two things.
I think he's gone though.
First thing, I think we should barricade that door. Like right
barricading
here.
a door would make a lot of noise. Might wake that guy up, ruin the jump.
Well, and then we can, like, I've got rope in my backpack. We could kind of like tie him down, at least before we attack him.
He looks like a very strong kind of guy. He had swords as big as our biggest party member. I don't think any amount of our rope would be able to do any justice to how much he just flexes his muscles and rips them from the seams. You know?
Let me move. Let me move in. Let me move in. I am very, very stealthy.
I believe you.
Very tight safety, go forward.
Alrighty. You guys can move your tokens accordingly.
Alright, Scales, it's up to you.
Well, I did roll a nat 20 on my stealth, so.
Alrighty. Alright, so what are you doing, Fender, as you go over there?
I'm gonna just stay at the door.
Okay.
And hopefully hold it closed in case somebody tries to come in.
Gotcha. What is everyone else doing?
I'm gonna go over here. I want to look in here just see if I can find anything nice.
Make an investigation check.
Not really nice, but somewhat useful.
Understandable.
Investigation.
Yep.
10.
You only find really trash. There really isn't much as far as like valuable or
cool
what have you. What are you doing, Sharth?
Can I just peek under the door if there is a crack?
There is a crack. You do see his two shadows underneath it.
I'll just get up, try to have the attention of like one of the guys, and put two fingers in the air while pointing at the door.
Yep. And then what are you doing, Jazargo?
I'm gonna open the door. I didn't think to sneak under the door or look under the door. So.
All right, you open the door.
Stealthily. I'm sneaky.
Sure. What?
It's the lamb. Wow.
Alrighty, hold on.
Can I hide behind this pile of trash right here?
Make a stealth check.
Cool.
Or me?
For Flynn, because he's
okay.
customizing himself in said trash.
33.
Yeah, you are well hidden within the trash.
I just stealthed into last week.
Yep. You stealth into the next session.
Yeah.
Jazargo, you gingerly open the door. I'm not gonna make you roll it. You see a sleeping draconian on the bed. You see that this area seems to be tattered and what have you. Seems like they've broken the beds based on their size. And there's 3 chests in front of each bed.
I look over toward the man who suggested tying them down, in kind of a hushed tone. I think we could tie up this one a bit smaller and, a lot more gaggable with cloth and mouth. I don't want him making too big of a fuss.
You just hear this draconian snarl as you're speaking.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna shut the door. I don't want it to like creak or nothing.
Alrighty.
Anyone else want to do anything? Because I'm just gonna check the next room.
I'll go in and kind of see if I can just chest something. I'm a little curious.
Oh my god. Okay.
I
I mean,
assume
if you want
there's
to kill
a
this
door
guy,
around
I don't
there.
mind.
There is. I just overdid it too much.
Yeah. Can I peek under it like the other one?
You see no. Well, make a perception check. Actually, I do need you to make a check for this.
Cray is gonna
This is
make
a
Buddy
19.
start. Yeah.
You see
Hmm?
slight faint shadows amidst it. As far like in comparison to the other door, you can tell someone's standing on ground, but you're only seeing like little bit of shadows. You think they might be on something, whether that be furniture or something else.
Okay. And then I'll just move a bit there. Just so to keep an eye on the big boy.
Alrighty. What are you doing, Cray? I see you going in there.
Kind of a little curious about some of these chests, like here.
Yeah, that you see that these are all chests in front of you. Seem to be ordinary chests.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna be opening at least one of these.
You try to open that one, it's locked.
Locked.
Yep.
I don't have any use tool.
And you just hear this Dracona going, snoring heavily in his sleep.
Hmm. Nah. I want to open more. I look at Desargo and kind of just nod my head towards the thing, kind of try to like hand gesture the thing to hold down this guy that I kind of creep beside him.
Sorry, you're looking at me. What? I'm like deviously.
To kind of I hand gesture to hold down this dragon thing. If you
Did
can.
anybody look
I'm
in
trying to see
this
if I could wild
room?
shape. No, it's
Say
only
again, Flynn. I'm sorry.
nobody's looked into that one yet.
I'll go do that.
Say again, Flynn. You try to say something. Oh, you gotta check the bottom room. Okay, we'll get to you in a second. Alrighty. So Drizarg, you're holding him down, and Craig, you're just gonna crack him over the head.
I
First kind of question. There's a key to do like opening of these quiet lists, like more quiet. See if they have anything like that.
You're trying to find a key on this individual.
Ask about a key whenever they're held down, like hand over mouth type of thing.
Mr. DM,
Yes.
if I were to wild shape as a druid into a quote giant poisonous snake, could I
Uh-huh.
boa constrictor this guy around the neck and make it so he can't scream?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Perfect. Okay, well I'm doing that then.
Alrighty.
It is a medium size, so I don't think I'm
Does it do any damage?
restricted like that. I doesn't say anything about, bow constricting a guy. It doesn't. That's not like a move. That's like a me
Alright.
asking you
So
if I'm
we'll
allowed to do that.
say you are allowed to do that. So you see Jazargo turn into a giant boa constrictor, and you just wrap around your coils around this draconian, and like you at this point he's definitely awake and surprised from this, and like you hold him to where he cannot speak. But he will try to get out of it in a moment. But what do you do in this opportunity, Craig?
I'm gonna like kind of eye level to the guy and be like, all right, do you have a key for any of these chests? Kind of curious what might be in them. I need you to cooperate. Best for both our healths.
But make an
Oh, we had a
intimidation
rogue.
check with advantage.
Intimidation check. Okay.
If only we had a rogue.
On me.
We can lockpick without a rogue. It's called hitting it really hard.
Yes.
That's a bad first intimidation.
All right.
Good thing you get two.
Good thing.
Oh, that's a
by
much
the way-
better. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, he goes like the muffled sound of like Jazargo
Yeah.
coiling around him.
All right, great. Where?
He kind of like tries to take his little like pointy claw out and he points to like his waistband. And you, at this point, you do see what seems like to be a key tied to the side of his hip.
Right. Appreciate it. I'm gonna grab the key and then I'm gonna get my quarterstaff out and get ready to non-lethally knock him back out.
You do so easily.
All right. He's out cold.
He's unconscious.
Perfect. All right. I then
Are we just gonna leave this guy here? Cause I'm about to bite this dude and poison him.
By the
As
way, you
a-
cannot talk
Well, he
while you are unaware.
So I rolled
wild
this
shape.
in the other campaign, so I'm just gonna rule it just in general. So I will say you are allowed to talk in wild shape in the sense of role playing, but not to cast spells. So I will
Alright.
do that because I think that's more cooler, and it would make
Also,
sense for
Joe-
Joe to do that.
Yeah. Also, Joey, I sent the actual stats for the constrictor snake.
Constrict.
for
Well, I'm
you.
looking at a giant poisonous snake, so
Hmm.
Yeah, but you easily knock him out, and you, Jazargo, creepily unrelease your coils back onto the bed. You send the Draconian back onto his bed, and now he's knocked unconscious.
All right. Great.
not for long.
out.
Slithering down to the floor, I, kind of perk myself over the bed to, as I bite into him. I don't think I'm going to roll to hit.
You do not need to roll to hit. I do need you to roll damage, and this might trigger some. But let's go with Flynn. So while this is going on, what do you do, Flynn?
I'm just trying to see if I can like peer under the door.
Sure. Make a perception check.
Perception. 12.
12. You see faint shadows, indicating that there could be people here, but you know they're not on solid ground based on the fainting shadows.
Okay, can I crack the door open?
Are you doing it stealthily?
Yes.
Make a stealth check for me. It's going to be a high DC based on what is on the other side.
Do I still get the plus 10?
Yes.
While she's doing that, can you make a con-
Dirty
for this?
20.
Dirty 20? Alright. You peek open the door gingerly just enough to see basically three Draconians just talking in Draconian as you kind of peek your eye around the corner. And as you peel back, you see these three guys are awake. And they seem to be conversing in conversation.
I'm going to gently close the door and hold up 3 fingers.
Alright, you hold up 3 fingers. You look through this area and you see Jazargo biting the shit out of this Draconian. So what save do I have to make?
Constitution, unless you want me to use the constrictor snake, which looks, a lot more like a constrictor.
I would say use the constrictor because that is what you.
All right,
described.
well then,
It will
Okay,
also make you a
roll.
large creature instead of a medium one.
Yep.
Okay.
And importantly, not venomous.
Yep.
Yeah, but you do have the real constrict ability instead.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then the constricting him would have done damage if you're cool, like.
Yeah. What's the
doing
damage?
that. Okay. 1d8 plus 2. So I'll roll that real quick.
Yep.
1d8, 5, 6, 7, plus the bite I'm doing right now, which is 1d6 plus 2.
Yep.
Alright. It's 4, 2. Okay. 6 plus 5, 6, 7, 11 damage, I
Yep.
believe?
You wrap around
Total?
your coils and you take a huge bite out of him, and you could tell if he were to scream, he would scream in pain, but he is not looking too well. Cray, what are you doing in this instance? This Draconian's awake
What?
and Jazargo's biting him.
Well, now that he's awake, I'm gonna go take another swing and not lethally this time, knowing that we are not leaving this poor thing alive.
Alrighty, make your attack roll with advantage.
Alright, double-handed quarterstaff straight. Red first roll. I think that's the exact same thing. All right. So that's a 12 to hit.
Does not hit. He is able to move slightly out of the way. I am gonna try to make a strength contest to see if I beat you.
Can I
do-
use a bonus action to attack it, or
You
is that
cannot
it?
at this point because we're not in traditional
Okay.
combat scenario right now. But I failed the. Well, go ahead and roll your strength contest for as a constrictor.
It just has a flat escape DC, which is 14.
Yeah. Okay. So I do not meet that. He tries to escape, but you crush him once more. What do you do? What do you two do now? Oh, you just
Try again.
you want to enter the fray here, Flynn?
Yeah.
All
It
right.
looks fun.
Yeah, you see you see a giant constrictor snake try to chew the shit out of this draconian.
I have a smirk on my face, and I'm just leaning against the door frame.
Okay, gotcha. Alrighty, what do you two do?
I'm gonna kind of just look at him, like, then like motion my head over to like come on, help us. So this guy.
I'm gonna go over
Then
there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slash at him with my sword.
Make your attack with advantage.
Advantage.
Can I bite him again?
I'll give Flynn 1 moment to let him act for.
All right, yeah. That's cool.
there you go.
19.
That hits. Don't even roll damage dice. How would you like to kill him as he is wrapped and getting chewed by this constrictor snake?
I'm just gonna go over there, look at both of them, and then just stab into his gut.
All right. You stab into his gut. The draconian blood spills out, and you could tell if he were to scream, he is screeching in pain until eventually his resistance stops and his cold limb body is now wrapped around Jazargo.
What
Now,
are you two doing?
I just wanted rests. Team that killed it. I just knocked it out. That was
All right,
gonna be.
I want to go pick the lock of the chest right in front of this bed.
all right, go ahead and make your lock picking check. It's basically going to be your dex, and I'm assuming you're proficient in thieves' tools.
Yes.
Don't you guys have the keys?
Yeah.
That too.
I have them.
Yeah, that
Uh,
I'm doing. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know they have the key.
Yep.
Of doing it.
I think he
prove a
wants to
point.
prove a point. All right.
Oh, it's my dex and my proficiency.
Dex plus your proficiency plus a d20.
Okay. So
What are you gonna ask me to unlock this one?
It does
I
not.
have keys.
It does not unlock.
Try this one.
It does not unlock.
11.
Shit.
11. It's an easy one. It's a simple chest. You are able to pop the chest open with the greatest of ease.
What's inside of it?
You see what seems like to be a small pouch. You also see a potion of healing and a short sword that seems to be nice looking.
I'm just gonna take all of it.
All right, you have a +1 short sword. You have a pouch that has 20 gold pieces and a potion of healing.
Cool.
Alrighty.
See, guys,
You got
it's
even
not that
more.
hard.
Well, shame yours in vain anyway. My key doesn't work. Something lied to me.
Alrighty. So, Shariv, what are you doing while all this nonsense is going on?
Well, I can see there's a table with a couple of chairs.
Yep.
I just grab one of the chairs
Mm-hmm.
and go back to the door there and just put it in a way that it'll block the door
Sure.
from the inside.
You do so.
And I look at my friend the Ark and point at the chair, and then point at his door, and then towards the table.
So I do the exact same thing. I grab a chair and put it under the door handle.
You do so. I'm going to draw lines to indicate that.
Ooh.
Alrighty. What do you two do? You just hear some loud constrictor noises going on in the other room.
Not loud, very.
And you guys
Very
do
quiet.
know that there's at least 3 individuals in this room, as Flint pointed out.
That door here.
Yep.
Does it opens towards there?
Yep.
Or towards there.
Yep. So you saw Flynn go in. It opens towards there, and then he closes it, points the number
Okay.
3 sign on his fingers, and then goes into this room.
Okay. In the kitchen, is there like oil?
There is. There's 2
Oh.
bottles of oil.
I
Beautiful.
think we got plenty of oil.
No, it was Marina that had all the oil.
No.
Are you gonna try and burn them out?
No, just make the place super slippery.
Maybe we
Alright.
should
That'd
put
be
that.
funny.
So I'll just grab one of the bottles
Okay.
and just splash in front of the door,
Okay.
just so that if they comes out, they might slip on there.
Sure.
And should we do the same for this guy here?
You can take one, but that one, since he is sleeping, I think we could get the jump on him all together like we did outside. So
Should we check the other 2 rooms then?
Yeah.
I don't have personal confidence in my stealth to open up the doors. Hey, the guy with the boomstick.
At this point in time, as you reach to that door fender, you hear footsteps coming from below, from above. Excuse me. Seems someone's coming downstairs through this direction, and you all hear this as it echoes throughout this middle chamber. What do you all do?
I'm hiding under the bed.
Make a
I'm
stealth
gonna
check.
just-
I'm going back into my room over here, and I'm like slinking into a corner.
Alrighty.
I hide right at the edge of the door, right here.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna
We all do
go
stealth.
Yep.
right up against the wall.
You go
Whilst I'm
into
doing it, can
you
I,
go into
um,
an equivalent of a restroom, Shard.
Beautiful. I just stay there.
Alrighty.
I got a 23.
Plus 10.
Alrighty. You guys stealth up, and I will reveal what comes down the stairs next time because we're running out of time.
Alright.
So, with that in mind, we like to thank everyone for coming. JP and Robert, I hope you guys are ready to enjoy this crazy ride as you guys enter this campaign. And we like to thank the viewers. Don't forget to subscribe, check out our Twitch, and check the Pocket Dimension Discord, which JP and Robert joined recently. A great community to all D&D and RPG comers. And with that being said, guys, we will continue next time. So until then, take care.
See ya.